if I can put this up here. Ah. All right, howdy guys. Apparently, it's telling me we're live. I'm not seeing anyone there. It came without any kind of warning. But the title of this video is Sheep, Shepherd, and Baboons. Howdy. So we got, for those of you that are going to be tuning in after this is done being live, I'm talking to the side. We have the comments up. Hey, there we go. We got a few folks on. Howdy. How you guys doing? Hey, I'm glad to hear that most of my cats, I wasn't able to send out an email yet, but most of my cats from the RX 3000 ELR course were able to make it back before their lockdowns in their cities. That's good. So super happy that happened. Howdy guys, good to see you. Afternoon, fellers. We got some stuff to talk about, man. We got some stuff to talk about. So share this link. Let them know we're live. We're going to talk about a couple major issues that I see that are a problem that need to be addressed in the gun community and in the world. Okay? And then we'll visit a little bit, but I don't want to go too far down this rabbit trail because it's potentially hazardous. Now, I did hear that, like, I was not able to get out a live video for the last few days. It's just been completely jacked up. I heard that they lifted the ban temporarily on the YouTube people. A lot of the people got sent home from the situation, okay? And that's why we're supposedly able to talk now. Actually, I think it's more of a UW poking operation to get everyone riled up and then turning on the ears again to see what everyone's saying, okay? That's what I think's going on. I think it's a trick. But you know, a lot of people tell me they're not that organized. They're not smart enough to figure that out. I don't know. If a guitar player can figure it out, you'd think they could figure it out too. So, now that you guys are on board here, okay, we got enough viewers, we can start. Howdy, guys. Good to see you. I love you guys. I miss you so much already. It's always a bummer when we have to leave from the courses and from I love everybody. So, we did make it back home. I am home. It is blizzarding right now. And so I'm just chilling out in the truck because it's too hot inside with that furnace. Anyways, but so the title of this video one last time is Sheep, Shepherds, and Baboons. Now, some people talk about sheep and the sheepdogs. Similar concept, okay? I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole too much on that. But what I'm talking about is we got a lot of people out there who are sheep, and that's fine. Most people are not wired to be a shepherd or a sheepdog, so to speak. They're not wired for it. I've got a lot of friends and family and neighbors and everybody else and people that I meet all over the world that are not shepherds or sheepdog, but they're nice people and they're good people. And they don't deserve anything bad to happen to them just because they're a sheep, okay? Y'all following me so far? Oh, I hope I forgot to turn off my incoming phone calls there, okay? So that's point number one. So I was going to do this video this morning. It wouldn't upload. Interesting timing, okay? Last night I was very convicted on this because I was talking to a brother who actually has some decent world experience, been all over the world, working with Tier 1 outfits, being in Tier 1 outfits, and we were talking about, and I'm not going to say which outfits, but we were talking about this subject, about when people get just slightly uncomfortable or slightly scared, they go cuckoo, and they do bad things to each other, okay? And so he was grieved that some of his fellow co-workers had the attitude of, yeah, I don't need to prepare for anything because I know how to shoot stuff, because I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior. And I'll just go and take it from somebody else. That's the attitude amongst a scary amount of people. Now, there are good ones and there are bad ones, just like any other field in life. There's good teachers, there's bad teachers. There's good cops, there's bad cops. There's good soldiers, there's bad soldiers. All right, guys? We got video, guys? Yep, okay, we got video. Yep, just checking. Someone's saying they couldn't see the video, just audio. Maybe your phone's all screwed up, maybe, I don't know. So this was coming from a guy who's in the world, who knows a lot of these guys. Everyone says nobody could ever do anything silly. They would never do that. Not entirely the case. Okay. Then this morning I woke up and I was extremely upset immediately, right off the bat, when I go and I check my updates and stuff, and I see that there's a post in it. I got bent out of shape about it. I'm not going to say exactly who it is in an overt fashion and call them out, but you'll be able to figure out the idea and the attitude amongst. Just because you're in the Second Amendment community and just because you're pro-liberty in terms of your words doesn't mean you're a good guy. Okay? And so the post was basically a bunch of dudes all decked out in their TA-50, their Kevlar, their Interceptor, whatever, and all their stuff, stacked up on a door, ready to, like, bust in a door. It was like some kind of stock footage from a raid, right? And the title of the picture was, here's me and my boys doing a grocery shopping trip in my asshole neighbor's house. I didn't think that was very funny. Maybe so. I mean, it's a little bit funny if you have dark humor. Dark humor wise, I understand dark humor. I'll chuckle at horrible things once in a while because it's dark humor. But I didn't find that to be funny at all. So basically, there's a whole category of people out there who are even into training and into fighting and into prepping and into weapons and equipment and gear and into the Patriot movement, who are joking like it's funny that they don't need to prepare because they have guns and ammo, and all they have to do is rob their neighbor that they don't like. That's the kind of person that makes guys like us look like crazy bastards. And I don't appreciate that, but I mostly don't appreciate the attitude, the murderous attitude of laying in wait on your innocent neighbor to go and take what they have because you are a baboon or a wolf, okay? So we got sheep who need to be protected from the shepherds or the sheepdogs, however you want to say that. And then you got freaking baboons. Now, I would say wolf, that's the normal nomenclature for that concept, but a wolf is cool. A wolf is a lone predator that goes out and does things. A baboon is not cool. It's a filthy, disgusting, horrible, sloppy animal that is bad. And like, those of you that live in places where there are baboons know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to grant you the title as a wolf because I don't want to make you think you're cool for 5 seconds. If you are one of these cats that is joking about, dig this. Oh, after I saw that post, another one of my brothers just called me right before I was going to hit the live button. He called me literally. He's like, hey, Rex, I was buying ammo down in New Mexico. He's like, I was buying ammo from the store and there was a police officer there. And I was going to get some ammunition or whatever. He was, stocking up on whatever he was reloading supplies or whatever. And they're talking about, getting food and radios and toilet paper. And the police officer's like, well, I don't need any of that. That's why I have these. And he holds up the ammunition. And my buddy, who used to be a police officer, called him out and said, hey, you're here to serve and protect, right? And the guy's like, oh, it's just a joke. Well, that's not very funny shit to say at a time when people might take it wrong, okay? So I don't like it. So for all those guys, and I'm going to put up on the thumbnail later, or I'll share the picture with you, or I'll even share the post with you. How about that? Where you have all these dudes stacked up on the door. They're going to bust in the door, and here's me and my pals, me and my bros getting ready to bust down the door of my neighbor's house to take all their stuff because he's an asshole. Even if your neighbor was an asshole, that doesn't mean they deserve to get raided. You know what? This comes from people with gang mentality. And there are a lot of misguided people out there who maybe even have some experience with Uncle Sam. You don't just get honor by putting on a uniform. Everyone puts on a uniform. Not everyone, but a lot of people put on uniforms. The honor is what is demanded of you. Just because you wore one or just because you served overseas doesn't make you a tough guy. Especially when you start talking about raiding your neighbors to steal their stuff as it's a funny joke. It's not funny at all. In fact, that's why Rex has been helping training normal people all over since I started the tutorials in precision rifle fire. If there ever was a Mad Max scenario, God forbid, I would think that every community should have the fat old guy with one eye who knows how to hunt deer be on Overwatch every night. And that's his job. In case clowns and baboons like you, who think you're tough because you spend all your time doing raids and CQB training, you're going to go and just steal everyone's stuff. You've only prepared your ammunition and your weapons. You haven't prepared anywhere else. Are you strong because you can steal from weak people? There's a big difference between strong people and weak people at intermediate. Weak people aren't bad. They need to be protected. People who are just slightly less weak will join gangs and find a group unity in their gang. A lot of that is adopted if you do service time. And like, I'm not talking smacking against service guys. I played the game one time too. I put on a pickle suit, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to sit there and wave the flag and use that as an excuse for me to be a jackass. Okay? But just putting that on doesn't make you cool. And it doesn't make you tough either, okay? Especially if that kind of language coming out of your mouth about doing those evil deeds. Let me tell you something. I don't like to thump on the book all that often, but this is just a little bit of a warning for guys that think it's cute and funny to lay in wait and rob your neighbors. All right, Proverbs chapter 1 even, okay? King Solomon. Dig this, guys. We're going to start at 11. If they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole like those who go down into the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we shall share a common purse. My son, do not go along with them. Those that do foot on their paths, and they rush their feet into sin and evil, and they go swiftly to shed blood. How useless to spread a net in full view of all the birds. Those men, did you hear that? How useless to spread net in full view of all the birds. Every community has a protector there, tough guy, okay? Plus, these men lie in wait for their own blood. You're ambushing and raiding yourself. I don't think it's funny when you're talking about raiding and ambushing your neighbors in the gun community. You have a responsibility not to be a jackass, okay? So the book says, I'm reading out of the Bible, yes, I'm sorry. These men lie in wait for blood. They waylay only themselves. Such is the end of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the lives of those who get it. So, it's going to be funny one day when Judgment Day comes, first of all, for those guys. But what's really going to be funny is when these communities actually are smart. They're going to have some old grandpa up on top of the grain elevator or up on the hill, and they're going to be watching out for their family, their sons or daughters or grandsons, because he's the shepherd. And when a freaking baboon like you know who, I'm going to send this to the guy who wrote that because I don't think it's very funny. When they come around, some old fat guy sitting on top of a grain elevator who's 81 years old, drinking his coffee, is going to give you a hell of a rough day. We'll just put it like that. So don't do it. Don't joke about it. Don't talk about it. Had to get that off my chest. 3 things in one day, man. People joking about raiding people's houses to steal their stuff because we're gun owners. That's why we saved our guns, to shoot everyone and take their stuff. No! Right, I want everyone watching this deal right now to take note of who are the baboons. Take note. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out if you're naughty or nice. Be careful, guys, for what you're joking about, because you're laying a net, just like it's said in Proverbs, in full view of all the other birds. You don't think they're going to mark you and go like, oh man, that guy wants to murder people? Did you know that's standard operating procedure in much of the world? That when it goes to hell, all the poor sheep are raided by the gangbangers and the militias? I mean, whether they're Zetas or Crips or ISIS or El Nusra or, the commies or whoever it is, name your country, name your conflict zone. There's plenty of jerks to go around and raid people, and they think they're so tough because they're the only one to walk around with machetes and bazookas and the whole 9 yards and have their way. And guess what? Historically, they don't just raid. They don't just steal. They'll kill the man and have their way with your family. How about them apples? So let that soak in deep. Because if you are a shepherd type personality, which I would hope my guys are shepherds, let that soak in deep. It is your responsibility to make sure that your people are prepared for that. A shepherd is not going to let a baboon do that. And there's a very simple, efficient way to get that done. Now, you don't go out looking for trouble. You don't do anything. You're going to ring the warning bell. You're going to give them a heads up on the radio to take cover if baboons coming around raiding houses for toilet paper. And then they'll do whatever they have to do. If there's no first responders that are wearing blue uniforms available, then in a situation like that, you got to do what you got to do. It's called self-defense. Okay? This video is not meant to entice a panic state. It's meant to assist my beloved friends in understanding their duty as a shepherd to protect the weak and the innocent and the fatherless and the children. What is the motto of the Special Forces? Because if you're talking like that, that ain't you. Okay? I don't care if you were some kind of crayon-eating jarhead, whatever the hell, or whatever the hell else. I don't care what insignia you were, what rank you were, what kind of stripes you had, what wars. I was in Iraq one time. Congratulations, so is everybody else. There was good people there, and there was bad people there. Did you pick up your moves from the enemy? I don't want to hear any more of this talk like this. I don't like it. And if this guy wants to talk smack and refute this, I would love to debate him publicly. That would be great. Okay? I'll talk to you. Drive to my house. I'll give you my address. We'll live stream it. We'll have a visit, man to man. But he ain't going to do that because he's wrong. And maybe he thought it was a funny joke. I don't think it's funny to joke about murdering and raiding your neighbors for their stuff. I don't think it's funny. Especially not when people are actually scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the virus or any of this other stuff. I'm not scared of it at all. I'm clean. I try to keep the rules on cleanliness that have been written down in the same book here for thousands of years. And if I'm sick, then I'll quarantine myself, just like it says in the book. So I'm not scared of them little tiny things. What I'm scared of is a bunch of baboons running around with their hair lit on fire, thinking they're just going to go and take everyone else's stuff and thinking they're cool on top of it. Those kind of guys are going to have a humbling moment on this earth when reality comes down upon them, okay? So those of you that can read between the lines or might have saw that post, go ahead and post it below. If you want to share it with them, that's great. I'm not one to start a fight, but I am one to call you out when you're saying stuff like that. That ain't funny at all. Because it happens every day all over the world. And that's why the United States got to go in there and straighten them out. Now, you're acting like that or joking about it, not funny at all. So let's see how tough you are. Respond. We need to keep our own guys in order. We need to keep them in check. If you see that kind of shit, you need to call them out. The wicked flee when nobody even pursues, but the righteous man stands tall and as bold as a lion, because he's right. Did you know it's not correct to raid your neighbors to steal their stuff? Duh. It's like you got the entire momentum of the universe behind you on that point. Okay? And furthermore, before we start visiting, we'll ask a few questions here. We'll visit a little bit. We're only 20 minutes in the video here. You can tell who these people are. They talk like that. Like I said, make note. Just in case one day something stupid ever did happen. Then you can be alert that when that particular baboon comes around, it was threatening, troublous, horrible things. Okay? Just make note. I'm just saying. Okay? But we need to keep our own house in order. And these guys are talking like it. Need to shut them down. Okay? And if they stop and say, dude, I'm sorry, I repent, then I'm cool. Then we're friends again. Dudes are like that. We can just like forgive and forget. If you turn away from your stupid baboonish ways, then I have no problem forgiving that kind of stuff. Okay? So I don't know. I mean, a lot of stuff these guys post I really like. Patriots, hitting that red button of like, Patriots, uniformed guys, blah, 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 all day long, but then they talk about murdering their neighbors. That's real funny. All right, I think you guys got the idea there. I don't think it's all that funny. All right, how are you guys doing? Oh, yeah, there's one last point. These guys, and this is a pet peeve, and I'm going to step on some toes now, okay? This is a stylistic thing and just a note to details. America, in 1775, Concord and Lexington, and then 1776, and all through the early America, what the momentum we established, that our forefathers established for us, that we've inherited. We're not awesome because we were awesome. We're the spoiled rich kids that inherited this deal. Now, we can choose to continue that path, or we can choose to be a freaking baboon, okay? So it's up to us to continue to go in the right direction. But America originally was a bunch of good, honest, hardworking, God-fearing folks that had their own house in order, and they were actually real men that didn't need to raid everybody, that were so tough and so well equipped. They are so overly powerful as individuals that they could assist other people. So you think you're a tough guy for threatening innocent people, you are a buffoon and a baboon. Okay? You're a jackass. Truly strong individuals will stand up for the weak and use excess resources to assist them. That's the whole spirit of at least my operation, and that was the spirit of early Americana. Nowadays, you know what's the spirit of? It's a pure martial spirit. Conflict junkies, a lot of them. They just want to fight. They want to pose as tough guys. They want to act like gangs. Their symbols is like skulls and stuff like that. Did you know that the skull and crossbones was a pirate thing, and pirates were only made cool because of some Disney movie? You know the real Barbary pirates were a bunch of ISIS murdering assholes? Well, like ISIS-like murdering. I mean, they were guys just like ISIS. On boats. ISIS on boats. So what's up with all these skulls all over the place? It's the sign of Jupiter. It's a horrible deal. And then you superimpose the American flag onto that? So America now stands for skulls and crossbones? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm seeing? Now, I know a lot of us stylistically have that sticker on our truck or our t-shirt. You might be wearing it right now. Calm down. I used to play rock and roll, man. I listen to Ozzy Osbourne. I can shred Megadeth on the guitar. What I'm talking about is the spirit of Americana, okay? The red, white, and blue, if you read flight etiquette, should never be mixed in with pirate symbols or the sign of Jupiter or the symbol, the universal symbol of death. I think it's improper. I don't let the flag touch the ground. So if you want to prance around all patriotic and stuff while you're threatening and joking about killing your neighbors for the toilet paper or whatever they got, and then wrap yourself in the American flag on top of it, and then claim elite status because I ate crayons one time, you can kiss my ass. Sorry, I said it live. Okay, now I'm ready to visit. What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, I apologize for getting a little Western lately, guys. At the last class, I got a little Western too. We have the speech that we do at every class. And I'm done filtering, man. If they want to kick me off of this platform, because I'm being honest, I'll just take that as treasure in heaven. That's fine with me. I'd rather go fishing anyways. This thing is a nightmare. Not you guys talking, but the platform, this technology is horrible. All right. Yeah, do not apologize for telling the truth, Drew. Amen, brother. Like, I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care. And by the way, if that guy doesn't want to visit about it, I'll give him the address to my house. Okay? Yeah, we do. America does need reality. And man, the comments are going by. We got 810 people watching. I'm sorry, guys, you're flying by kind of fast here. Trump is NWO, and his supporters still can't accept the truth. By most hated. I don't like to make accusations unless I'm darn sure. I don't know what to think of that. Here's the thing with politicians. I don't worship any politician. I don't trust any politician as far as I can throw them. Are there some that seem to act better than others? Yes. I think that there are some that are way better than others. But here's an interesting thing, right? So the world gets a little bit of pressure on it, right? How many people died so far from the situation? Like 100 or something? 100? Dude, more people get killed by hitting a white-tailed deer in a car. Just like with the terrorism. Everyone's all scared about terrorists. They're passing laws to shred the Constitution, okay? Because of like 15 people got shot or something, which is horrible. But in the vast scheme of things, like, you need to be more scared of bees attacking you, killer bees. Or like a white-tailed deer comes in through the windshield at 70 miles an hour because it crossed the road in front of you. That literally takes out more people than these little current situations that we have going on right now. Okay? In terms of the numbers released so far this year, white-tailed deer have killed more people. Yes. Okay? So it's kind of interesting, like, the situation. But from that amount of panic, I learned a few big lessons, okay? From the current situation, I have learned that people can be ramped up to the point of absolute stupidity from the television. The TV is what's panicking everybody. Who's controlling the TV? You guys can make your guess. I don't know. I kind of got a guess, but I'll let you guys make your own judgment on that, okay? So number one, TV can turn people real stupid. They can even turn guys that should be standing for the red, white, blue, who have wore the uniform and who wear badges, and a lot of other good people into really bad people in 1 second. That's another reason why we're going to do the RX Minuteman series very soon, but I'm very, very much of a stickler on filtering my guys out. The good guys. Because I don't want those baboons on my crew or anywhere near me. Just saying. There's a reason why we have a strong moral foundation. Because if you don't, it gets a little bit scary. People get real murderous real quick. They're just a couple meals away from turning into a cannibal at that point. And so that's why I like to surround myself with good people who don't think it's funny to raid your neighbors and take all their stuff. Just because you had trained all these, like, it's the same deal. All right, that I've beaten a dead horse again. Sorry, guys. So I learned that people can be made purely stupid from the television. The second big thing I learned is, who is our God here? Where did everyone run for help when this situation unfolded? Did they run to the Father for help? No. Maybe a couple did. I didn't see anybody. Mostly I saw people running to the government. Will you save us? Will you be our mommy? We can't take care of ourselves. I'm scared. Save us, save us. Hurt them, hurt them. Take my wife. Take my children. Take my future. Shred the Constitution immediately. I'm so scared. Save us. That's what I've learned, is that that tiny amount of pressure causes us to give up all the things that we've inherited for the last 240 some years and just shred it because of a little bit of discomfort, a fear of discomfort. Okay? When I went into the grocery store earlier today, I saw two classes of people. Some were picking up like fishing hooks or something for fishing, or like, like I need new pants, right? Because I'm hard on my pants, because I'm always jumping into bushes and my pistol holster tears off the side when I'm on the seatbelt thing or whatever, right? But seeing a lot of people who are just whistling calm walking along. And you can look, and if you're good at reading people, you can see they're guys like you and me. They're cool. They got their stuff together. They ain't worried about nothing. And then there's a whole nother group of people, and I'm not going to try to get too political here, but they're the type of people that you would see at Starbucks with the beret, the intellectual, elite, liberal types from the far left. Because I know some of these people who they are small town, and they got this desperation in their eyes, fierce desperation, panic, ready to go over the edge, they got tears in their eyes, and rage. And they're stocking up at the last minute because they were not prepared at all. And now I think this deal's probably this particular deal, I think is just gonna blow over. But I think that it's also proof of where we're at. Now, if I'm wrong, I don't know what can happen. It's such a house of cards, all you have to do is go like this. And the whole thing collapses. 20-some trillion in debt, and now they're gonna sign another $1 trillion over? All right, we're gonna give everyone $1,000 check from this bailout. All right, 1 trillion divided by 328 million people. That's 3,000. That costs, to do that bailout in taxpayer money, $3,000 per every man, woman, child, infant, crackhead, convict in the whole country. Now, most of those people don't work. Most people in America do not work. They're either like babies, like crawling around on the floor, or they're like in first grade, doing with Mrs. Whoever. They're not working yet. They're not paying taxes, or they don't make enough money because they're too damn lazy to make enough money to actually pay taxes. So people like me or you that are actually working to pay taxes, right? It's way disproportional. It's actually going to cost, and that's for every man, woman, and child in your household, $3,000 for $1 trillion deal, plus interest. And it's not evenly distributed amongst every person. It's going to be the taxpayers. It's going to be like probably hundreds of thousands of dollars for a working family, if you figure out the actual math. Tens of thousands of dollars at the least. So someone comes and taxes you tens of thousands of dollars, and then here's $1,000 to get out of the panic. Dude, stop robbing me, right? But hey, that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, dude, if Caesar wants his money back, fine, it's fake anyway. It's monopoly money. Eventually, someone's going to notice. Here, take it back. You want 50 of them? I don't care, whatever. Ain't worried about that kind of stuff. I got bigger fish to fry, okay? But you all get the idea, right? So, number one, I learned that people get stupid real quick. Number two, where do they run? To the good shepherd? No, they don't. They run to their true God, which is either their might and their proudness in Pharaoh and his mighty chariots, which is also in the book. You're not supposed to do that neither, right? Oh, Pharaoh is going to kick their butt. We have mighty chariots. Like, if you take pride in your military prowess as your strength, you're going to be humbled, man. Big time. Okay? Or if you take, or if you run off for the government to like, mama, help me. Same boat. They're pathetic in different ways. So that's the main things I'm learning so far. Okay? Like literally, I forgot my prop. I had a blinking dinosaur. Like, it's a little Godzilla that blinks and it goes, and it walks around the carpet on a little leash. It's like the silliest thing that was made in China. Well, I thought it'd be funny to be like, hey, being that all the people are hoarding stuff because they weren't prepared ahead of time, right? They were hoarding stuff like, I don't want to be left out. I got to hoard something. I already got comms, ammo, food, water, all that stuff, friends, whatever, right? So I need to hoard something. So I was going to have the dinosaur, like, I'm hoarding these Chinese dinosaur toys that are now not imported. Very, very rare items. Would have been a funny video, right? All right, guys. I'll start taking your comments now. I'm sorry. Yeah, cry to mama, exactly. Great video, brother. Good night. Yep, good night, guys. Rex, I'm running the American Rifle Company QD mount. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't know. American Rifle QD. Like, I'm a nice guy. But like, if you have a sound rifle with a sound scope that's mounted on there and it's not wiggling, it's the Indian, not the arrow. And I'm part Narragansett, so I can say that, okay? So calm down if you're offended that I said that. It's the Indian, not the arrow. Want to see what I got right here on the seat? This is one of my truck rifles right here. Okay? So this is what I keep in this particular truck. I take it inside at night. It's a Mossberg, $288, 6.5 Creedmoor with the ACSS. What's their Apollo? Dude, anything inside 1,000 yards is immediately dead. Not because I have a $10,000 whatever. Well, it doesn't matter the configuration or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can hand me an old Marlin lever action in any caliber with the right ammo that's not broke. If you're a rifleman, it's the Indian, not the arrow. Okay? So that's just for this time and place. Now, in context of when things cool back down and people want to talk about it, training and equipment stuff again, we'll talk about that. But right now, I'm not worried about that. You need to learn how to run whatever you got at this point. Okay, guys? I'm in the hills. Man, these things are going by fast. I'm sorry. Yeah, Narragansett. It's East Coast. East Coast. Yeah, I'm walking here. That's how they talk. Forced. I'm not going to say the word. The V word, which no one's allowed to ever say. Forced V's that they have in a little thing with a pokey thing on it. Oh, it disappeared. Where'd it go? Okay, yeah, they're jacking with the comments here, guys. I can't read what something about something being forced. Nobody's forcing nothing on me. I'll be all right. I'm taking plenty of vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. I'm drinking lots of water. I wash my hands. Okay? I'm very cognizant of trying not to touch my face and my eyes. I try to wash the clothes every day. That's going to be a heck of a lot better than anything that some guy that probably invented stuff is ever going to poke into me. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what we're talking about. That's the kind of stuff that'll get a channel blown off. Hopefully they can take my channel off the air immediately. Yeah, we got a lot of good commentaries here, guys. Just read an article. Oh man, yesterday the people are trickling back into work in Wuhan. Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any specific intel from anywhere. But if I was them, I'm just a guitar player. If I was them, I would really overplay a horrible thing and then let it happen there. And it's interesting, like, there's certain people that I don't really trust. That like, did you know that maybe the Who, the band, you know, he's a pinball wizard, it has to be a trip. Or they did Behind Blue Eyes. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man. Okay, the Who. Can you read between the lines there, guys? You know what I'm talking about? I don't think that they have the best interests of the United States for some reason. I think that there's an agenda from former people that used to be around to maybe crash this thing in the wall. Like, you ever watch cartoons where they have the red cape and they're flapping it, right? They're flapping the red cape and all the buffalo or the bull, like the matador, right? Like over in Spain, they have the red cape and they like charge it. Now in the cartoons, what they do is they have a brick wall and they flap the cape and then the bull charges it and it goes straight into the wall, right? Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they're trying to provoke us to overreacting so harshly that we just crash this sucker straight in the wall at 150 miles an hour or jump it off a cliff like the ultimate buffalo jump. One of our compadres there, what's his name? Matt Bracken did a great article on the Great Buffalo Jump pertaining to a slightly different topic, but similar concept. Superimpose that concept on this situation. You can scare people to run off a cliff, and you don't even have to do nothing, okay? By the way, on Breitbart News, or somebody sent me some kind of news article, and I'm eclectic when it comes to input of information. That's what good intelligence would be, is a collection from the nut farms, and the mainstream, and the conspiracy theorists, and the left-wingers, and public broadcasting. You get a collection of it all to triangulate in on what's going on. But it looks like maybe somebody wants to have a war over this deal based on certain things, but we'll leave that for a different deal. Sniper 101, the ultimate gift to us all from Rexus. That actually did cost me a lot of points. You know, in the video games that you guys play, I can't play video games because I don't know if I'm photosensitive or if I just hate television that much. But they have the life bar on top, like when you get hurt more, the life bar goes down, or the energy bar. On Rex, my energy bar went from like, I was like a fighting dude, went from here to here from doing Sniper 101. It's a lot of work. So I'm very happy that you guys appreciated that. And it is kind of antiquated stylistically anyways. The original ones are like, I'm not a computer guy, I'm not into editing. It's not a lot of sizzle, but there is meat there, as one of my mentors did explain it to me. I was like, dude, should I like work harder on my video editing skills? He's like, dude, you don't need video editing skills. You got mega information here. I'm like, oh, cool. So my video editing is getting better. So I'm trying to find Nanny's comments. Yeah, the V word is a distraction. Very possible. I mean, V words can be bad things that can hurt you, for sure. But like I said, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, good nutrition for the most part, right? Now, sleep is very important as well. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but like, I would do that before I'd start doing other things, okay? Especially, if someone rolls down the street that you never met with a 55-gallon barrel full of stuff with a language you couldn't read written on the side, and they got a big thing and they say, hey, can I inject this in your jugular vein? I'd be like, dude, who are you? I'd ask basic questions first. Just because they had a pamphlet doesn't mean I'd be excited about it. I like to check things out. People have done things before that were tricky. They're like lost 50 guys right there like, Rex is saying stuff that went against my pamphlet. Sorry, I'm as a scientist, I have to question everything. I have to be skeptical. I have to verify. I might trust some outfits, but I'm going to also always verify. All right. Can you make a DVD with all the Sniper 101? Yeah, you know what? Heck with it. Everyone's been asking for that for 8 billion years. I mean, like, I feel like as a perfectionist that I need to get it all polished before I sell a Sniper 101. It'd probably be a flash drive, guys. Because, like, DVDs are so, like, that'd be such a tedious, expensive process. Maybe I will make this old Sniper 101 available on flash drives while we're still all here in terms of, like, on media, because they will eventually kick me off the computer, I bet you, okay? And then we'll make that for sale. If I do that, I'll make an announcement. But I am working on other projects that will be digital training type deals, okay? That are way hardcore and stuff that I could not put on YouTube. So stay tuned for that as well. I don't know if that's going to be on Patreon or if it's going to be on a flash drive or what, or both, or either, okay? So stay tuned for that deal. Chinese military has more people in their military than the U.S. has people in their country. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Okay. The CV, I'm going to abbreviate, that was patented. Oh, geez, you're going to get me in trouble. How dare you mention 101307001 U.S. patent number? How dare you? You're crazy. Lock them up. Did you know? Oh, dig this. The new narrative that I'm hearing is that, yeah, this is confession time. I'm like cursed with honesty. Oh, it's glitching. It's glitching. Yeah, get ready to turn it off? Verify everything I'm saying, YouTube. Verify it. Go. Ready? Turn it off. Okay, now it's not glitching. If this thing turns off, it just proves what I'm saying. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Strike me down and I'll become more possible than you could ever imagine, right? Like you just put an exclamation point on the point. If you leave my video up, then you can just say I'm crazy. But the narrative now, oh, there it goes again, it's glitching. Oh, I'm scared. A millennial hitting a key. Please turn off the video. There it goes, it's gone. Oh, it's disappeared. It's jammed. And the numbers changed. Yeah, they are playing with it. Can you guys see this on your end? I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. That is pretty entertaining. All right, we'll put it like this. There are some people that say anyone who questions the solution that may be rolled out in terms of is working with the Iranians and the bad guys in a propaganda deal, and they need to be dealt with severely. All right, I stand corrected. Rex is wrong. Vitamins are bad. Don't eat healthy. Don't wash your hands to try to get the virus. Inject stuff straight into my neck immediately without any questions being answered, without explaining how the silence, Freudian slip, the silencing, right? The science actually works, okay? I'm wrong. God did a horrible job when he built the immune system. He doesn't know what he's doing at all. Guys in white lab coats could never, ever do anything unethical, ever. Never could happen. Impossible. This is my last video, probably. I hope so, man. Man, that sucker was glitching out good when I mentioned that certain number, that patent. I mean, what the heck is up with that? Yeah. No, they're going to, I suspect they'll probably, maybe, and actually, it is a good idea to quarantine. If there really was a little tiny invisible thing that was really scary, quarantine is kind of a good idea, actually. They should have done that when it started better. I'm glad they're not too late like Italy, you know, like Europe's basically like the epicenter now because they're crazy, like in just, oh, hug them when they come in. Dude, stop. Don't, no. Like if those little tiny things are really that scary, then there's certain ancient protocols that you got to do. Like I mentioned months ago. Everyone's like, Rex, you're a conspiracy theorist. There's no such thing as a little thing that's going to kill everybody, and quarantine is stupid. Now everyone's going that way. I'm like, word, maybe I should get hired as the king of the earth for 5 minutes. That'd be fun. Psychological operations are operations to convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motive, and objective reasoning, and it disappeared. You know, if I could follow this cord that's attached to my little camera down to here and follow it to the little nerd behind a keyboard someplace who's messing with this, what happened, man? The lefties used to be liberal. Liberal means freedom. Like that's what it used to mean. Now it's basically fascism. Did you know that? You ever notice that? Like, how dare you say something that I might slightly disagree with? I'm going to have a heart attack and a panic attack and a myocoronary infarction of apocalyptic proportions immediately because I'm scared of what you said. I'm going to turn off your ability to talk. Bloop, and they hit a button and you're gone. Dude, I don't want to participate in that stuff. Just turn it off and be done with it if you don't like it. I'm using all my points right now. How can I not get strikes? I actually know the answer to that. This might be my video. You guys want to know? You want to know why old Rex don't get strikes? Huh? Should I tell them? There's a lot of people who know that I did tell. So if they try to whack more people, maybe I'll, maybe the word will get out there why I'm still up here. I know what you guys are up to. I'm not sneaky. The reason I still participate is because it's not going to work. It's actually the opposite of what everyone thinks it is. So, whatever. 60 gigahertz. Oh, a conspiracy theorist. 60 gigahertz does not exist. That was a comment on the side. That's a good topic. We're only at 48 minutes. So I'll chop it off before the hour is over. But yeah, 60 gigahertz. Good topic. You know what we're talking about? Electromagnetic radiation. Okay? That's called light. This thing right here, that's light. That's the visible spectrum on the electromagnetic radiation spectrum, okay? You also have like ultraviolet and infrareds, and then you got like VHF, all the different frequencies in the radio realm and the microwave realm, ultra low frequencies, all these different kind of frequencies, right? Did you know that they interact with things? Did you know that if you put a burrito in a microwave oven, that it will cook it up and heat it up and excite the molecules and warm them up? Did you know that a microwave will cook a can of soup? Did you know that? Well, pour it into the bowl first, right? I don't use microwaves that much. You know what I'm saying? People think that this does not exist. So in the 4G, and the comments are covering up my fingers and I'm basically stupid. I can't see what I'm doing. In the 4G realm, you have like 20 to 30 gigahertz, if I'm not mistaken, in the 4G realm for signals for your phones, okay? And the water molecule, which is essential for life, water, this is live. I ain't rehearsing or nothing. Dig this. The water molecule has an angle. You have your H, or you have your oxygen and two H's, H2O. So it's an angle like this, 109.5 degrees, if I remember correctly from my college water class, okay? And yes, so they can polarize. And there are certain frequencies that will polarize water in such a way to where it interferes with its intake into body functions. So 4G is bad. Plus, it's slightly microwaving you all the time. You want to see something funny, guys? Here's a science lesson. Okay, my phone is at arm's length reach right now. We'll say that it has a certain amount of frequencies. I'm going to talk about the inverse square law. If I half the distance, I quadruple the power, electromagnetic power, that is being cooked into my face. And I'll do this for you just one time. I like to keep my phone as far away as possible, okay? That's why I don't lay it next to my bed at night, because it's microwaving your face, okay? So right here, because it's in the 20 to 30 gigahertz realm, or they changed a little bit, okay? So here's power one. I half the distance right now. It's 4 times as powerful. What's 16 times more powerful? You guys want to kiss? Now it's 16 times 4. You get the idea? By the time it's physically against your face, it is tens of thousands of times more powerful than it is at arm length. Inverse square law, look it up. It works with magnetism, gravity, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So that's 4 Gs. 5 Gs, hey G, what's up, foo? Right? You ever listen to rap CDs? That's what we're talking about. I'm not going to talk about anything else. Okay? We have to encrypt this with what they call cowboy encryption. Okay? But if you have 5 of those Gs, now you're in the 50 to 60 gigahertz realm. Did you know that the valence electron configurations on the O2 molecule, the atmospheric oxygen we have is 2 oxygens with bonds between them, hooking them together. So when you're breathing oxygen, it's not just one atom of oxygen, it's usually O2. Is oxygen gas in the atmosphere. They're bonded together, so you have 2 molecules. Dig this. On the outside, there's electrons flying around the nucleus of atoms, right? And the bonds hook them together. So these valence electrons, or the outermost electrons, that's what gives any chemical its chemical properties, is the very outside configuration of electrons. When you put 50 to 60 gigahertz to O2, to oxygen, not only does it mess it up, but it excites those valence electrons so bad it polarizes oxygen, but it also excites the valence electrons to where it cannot bond properly with hemoglobin, which is what is in your blood. The little iron things floating around, the little blood cells, hemoglobin. You ever remember biology? So if you got that and all of a sudden you start getting dizzy and you fall over, it's a lack of oxygen bonding your hemoglobin. And it's like, there's been a lot of health problems from the former frequencies being broadcast everywhere. But if you get 5 of those homies, the big G's, okay? If you get 5 of them in a group, you really got a problem. And people are like, you're a conspiracy theorist. I read the pamphlet from the phone company and you're lying. I checked with Snopes. Snopes has an orange cat and a fat lady that verifies all internet reality. And Snopes said that doesn't exist. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The electromagnetic spectrum is a conspiracy theory. It's 100% made up. I stand corrected. There. Now that one's over. I thought you'd enjoy that. Yeah, it's a weapon? Maybe. Seems like a good one to have, right? Plus, they have to put them everywhere. They have to have like 1 per every 12 houses. And they actually have to track the device. So, explain this. You're going to go through like 10,000 times the health risk of normal phones so that you can get a little bit faster upload on the picture of your sandwich for Facebook. You people are... This society deserves whatever's going to happen on that one too, amongst all the other things it deserves. We are really, like, if you make a TV show about it, or if you make a pamphlet that's put out with official font on it, and it's all glossy, or you do that digitally somehow, if you portray yourself as an authority figure on the topic and say a bunch of stuff as a snake oil salesman or whatever it is, or a radio frequency salesman, people lap that up. Oh boy, this is great. No, it's actually antifreeze with fly strip paper in it, or Coca-Cola, right? It's going to kill you. Like, don't do it. But I'm stupid and I believe all advertising. Okay, well, good luck with that. I think I'm going to move to Antarctica. I'm going to hang out with people like-minded like me, like walruses. Just lay around all day with the giant, huge teeth, be fat, and eat a lot of stuff. That'd be awesome. I'm going to be a walrus. Did you know that? Study walrus anatomy. Hey guys, it's a joke. A little bit funny of a joke. Read about the unique anatomy of walruses. They have big tusks and big other things too. So I think I'd fit in good with the walruses down there. Sorry, guys. I'll put truth in my videos, but I also have to make it slightly funny, just like sugar is added to nutrients in supplements so that it's actually carried to the intended place and uptake by the body.